Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Crafts Our Way by Devin Seward. Today, we are going to be showing you all the things that we did last on demold. We have been out, we've been very busy getting ready for the flea market coming up again. And I just want to let you all know that I'm sorry. I apologize. I haven't felt the greatest neither. So I am back today. This is my granddaughter's, and we done the top for her. And this is the bottom. Today we're going to be pouring her bottom. And this is the other top of the mushroom. And today we're going to be pouring that bottom. Okay, and I'm going to set this one aside. It is done. Plus, we finished off our cow. Well, we got something sticky in there. Hold on a minute. How I did that. There we go. Yeah. You don't see that stuff unless you get it in the light, but there it is. Okay. Got it. I don't know what that was. Okay. And there is the cow mold that we had finished up. And it is ready to get that off of there. We've been working so much. It is ready to go into our our flea market. Okay, so that one is done. I'm going to set that one aside. And then we had did our little turtle, which is green. And there you have the top. There you have the bottom. And that is just a regular turtle. Okay, that one's ready to go. Put the little lid in a separate bag. And then we put the other turtle and that turtle together in a bag. And then that's how we keep them from rubbing together. Okay? So that one is ready for the auction. For the flea market. I'm not with it today. And then we did our little candy cane turtle. And she turned out gorgeous too. And there's that one. And then there's the top. Okay? And so that turned out great. And that one is good together and ready to go. Okay? So we're going to do the same. We're going to put the lid in a baggie so they don't rub together. Put the bottom on top. And then we bag them until we take them out and put them on our shelf. All right? Okay. And then, these two baggies. And then we did our deck of cards. This is the Ace of Diamonds. And so we have the bottom. And that's good and pretty. And then there's our top. They fit together nicely. Good and done. You can see through there just a little bit. But all the rest of it come out nice and clean. I'm proud of that one. I'm going to do a black one too. Black of spades. All right. And then we're going to take this one and do exactly the same. We're going to wrap it up. Put the top one on there. Open the baggie. Push them down in there together. And then it is ready to be bagged for the flea market until we open them up. So there you have them. Okay. And then we did our toilet. And this is the butterfly toilet. And it's all sanded down, ready to go. And there you have it. Okay. Nice and ready. And we will do the same with that. Get a baggie out of here, guys. Hold on. I thought I had one in here. See here. Well, we'll stick it in this one for now. So we're going to put this one down in a baggie. No. Okay. So we take the lid And we're going to pop our lid down in the bag. But first I got a little bubble right here I want to fix, okay? So we're going to take the big one, pop it down in this bag. And then as soon as we get the lid done here, which I forgot to get that bubble fixed, okay? All right, and then we have our little turtle shaker that we made. And I got the, whoops, I got it in there. If you can hear it, it shakes. I just put some little rings and some little diamonds in there. And there it is, all nice and pretty. And that one is ready to go into the baggie. Okay, and then we did our cross. Here's our bottom. And we had the love in there. You can see that with the arrow through it, and then the stars and the moons and hearts. And then there was our top. And it's still drying, guys. I'm not going to tap it down because it's still drying. But there's the top of our cross. There we go. And you can see that. Okay, and we're just going to pop that one back down in there. I still need to do some sanding around here because for some reason this is too big. And then I can trim it up and put another coat over it. But that's our cross, okay? It didn't turn out the greatest. I'm not very proud of that one, so we're going to do a remake. All right. So, we are going to get started with the turtle. And we're going to pour Kennedy's today. We'll fill that bubble in. Pour Kennedy's too. Do our turtle. And then I have one frog I want to do. And then I got a big surprise that I want to do in the end. So, give me a minute, guys. Let me get some resin mixed up. And I'll BRB. Okay. We are back. Now, get my fresh gloves on. And I'm going to grab a couple of Dixie cups here. All right. We're going to start with our little mushroom for Kennedy. And we're going to pour this little cup. And fill it up. Oh. I'm going to wipe that back in there. Okay. And Kennedy wanted the white mica powder. So let me see. I left that sitting up here, right there. Okay. I'm going to get a little spoon. I don't know if I can get it open with my gloves on, guys. Let me take one off. I think it's still taped down, but no, it's not. All right. There we go. There we go. I knew I had that one fixed. Now let me grab a glove. All right. Let me see. Can you see what I'm doing here? There we go. And we're just gonna take a scoops. About 2. Okay. Then we're gonna spray some alcohol in there. Well, let's pour some. Popsicle stick. I'll mix that white in there really good. And we're going to pour it in there. I think I'm going to put another spoon in there. Okay. And we're going to stir that in really good into our resin. Okay, Kennedy. So once you got that all mixed in there, it's white. Really good and white. You just want to make sure you get all your little mica powders mixed in there. Really good. Scraping the edge of your cup. Brush off your popsicle stick. Do it one more time. Okay. All right, and then you're just going to pour it right on top of the dry one. And there you go. All right. Cannot. And I'm just going to spritz it, making sure these bubbles do not pop up. And then we'll carry it over here to cure. Sorry if I sound funny, guys. I got a popsicle or a popsicle cough drop in my mouth. Okay, and then we're going to dump the rest of this mica powder down into here. Whoops, let me clean this one out. I'm going to scrape it out, guys. Making sure I got enough. Okay, and then we're going to take our popsicle stick and scrape the bottom of our cup. Here, making sure we got it all. Oops, come on, got my finger. And then we're going to stir that one in. All right, stir it in there really good. Okay, and we're going to add some more resin to that. I'll have to grab another white. And we're just going to mix that in really good. You got to get it all up off the bottom. There we go. Making sure it's all in there. It's almost like a crystal. So pretty. Okay. I'm going to bring this one over here. And you can see that. We're going to just start pouring it in there. And while that one rests a minute, whoops, then we'll get some more white in there. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to go ahead and scrape this one down so we can throw it away. I've been using a lot of white powders. Okay. All right. I'm going to fix that one. We will grab the other one. Stay up there, you. All right, and then we're just going to get a pinch in there. Just like so. Okay? All right. My cap is here. Okay. There we go. All right, and we're going to add a little more resin to that. Let's see, we're almost there. So about there. Okay, and we're going to stir that white in there. And we're going to mix it really good so we don't get mica powder left over. See, it's exactly the same. Okay. And I can stir and scrape this spoon off, or this popsicle stick, and just keep stirring. A little bit on my gloves, but I did not want to get that in there. Okay. Just like that. All right. Put that up a little bit better. Okay. And then you can see my mushroom top, and we're just going to pour it in there. I'm going to keep going till we get it up to the top. Me let it drip a minute. We're almost there, guys. A little bit more. Right there. Okay. There we go. Then we're going to spritz it. And we're going to take this over here to the curing table. All right. Now let me wipe this up. Okay. I'm going to take this and pitch it. All right. And then I'm going to take my leftover white. There it is. Okay. Just like so. And we're going to pour it in this little bitty skull here. Let's fill it with something. I don't know what I want to put in there. No, let's just pour it. Let's just pour it. If we have any left over when we're done with this one, then we'll just top it off. All right, there we go. There's the rest of that one. This one here should have been empty too, but a little bitty. All right, there's those. Okay, we're going to set this back here. with the rest of them to dry. Okay, then let me get this wiped down real quick. Okay, and this here cleaned off. All right, there's those. My gloves. This makes it easier to keep working, or you gotta change them every 5 minutes, one way or the other. But I am going to take them off. I just have to take them off a minute. Okay. Now, get this stuff off of there. All these dust bunnies that fell in there from the powder. Okay. Now, here comes the fun. So we are going to first pour our sand. So first of all, I'm going to fill this little cup with sand. See my sand in there, guys? Okay. Then I need one more for sand, just in case. Okay. All right. Now, we are going to start on the bottom one here because this is the bottom. This is kind of my tops. Okay. So if you see what I'm doing here, I'm going to grab a glove. I only need one so I can pick things up. All right. The sand can be set aside. We're going to pour some resin through here. Oops. Let me get that back in there. There we go. And then we're going to pour resin in the bottom of our shell, or the top of our shell, I should say. Okay, just like that. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take our seashells here. Can you see me? There you go. You can see me. Okay, I'm going to take this big one and just kind of scoop it in there and get her flat like that. Popsicle stick. I just kind of want to poke it down so that she will stay right where I put her. Oops. I'm going to take this little guy and lay it about there, and that one about there. I'm going to take this little guy and lay him here, and then poke him down. And this little guy, I think I'm going to put it in the head of my turtle. Poke it down. And that one here. This one in here. That off of there. Okay, there we go. Get you right there. All right. And then I'm going to take this one that goes just like that. Okay. And then take this one and stick it over here. Okay. Keep you flat. All right. Now I got some teeny tiny ones here, and I'm just going to poke them down into the sides. Let me turn them around here. Just like that. And I'm going to stick it down in there. And then this one will fit in there, so we're going to stick it down in there. Bring that back. There we go. I want that one down a little, not right up on the side. Okay, and then we're going to just keep poking them down in here. That one can go like right there, somewhere. Okay. And then this one down in here. And this one up underneath there. Like that. And then this one in here. Whoops. Come on. Like that. This one like that. We're just going to keep doing that all the way around till we get them all layered. The tiny ones and the big ones. Oh, I got to flip you back over. And then I can get you in there. It's kind of a big one. That's a small one. I think that's going to be good. Now, oops, I did not want you in there. Come out. Come on. Where'd you go? Right there. It does not want to come out, but it is. Okay, that's going to be good enough for that one. You can go in there along with that one. All right. I think that's close enough for now. Okay. Let's see. All right. That should be good. I'm going to put some stones in it, guys. Put those back up there. Now I have these. They're kind of flat rocked. So I'm going to just take and sprinkle some around in here. Get some shards just small enough here. I can squeegee in there. Just going to drop them in, guys. All the way around. And making sure that I got them flat. Looks like little pieces of mirrors, some of them. Okay, a little bit more here. Okay, just like this. And then we're going to stop because I want to open some so the sand will fall through it. This piece I can move on down here. I need some over here. There we go. All right, and that should be good. Okay, we're going to leave it just like that. Let me sprinkle a couple pieces up here in the head. Take that big one out of there. There we go. That's where I want them, down here. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave it. Just like that. All right, and then we're going to do the same in this one. We're just going to sprinkle a couple pieces of this shard in there. Just like that. And I'm going to leave it. Maybe get a couple pieces back here. There we go. All right. Now, the rest of that will be filled with our sand once these dry. So we're going to spritz them. And we're going to move these over to the curing table. And I'll BRB. All right. Let me get a glove here. Noisy gloves. Okay. We're going to put our frog eyes in. Can you see me? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to take our frog. Tip them upside down. What is that? Gotta come out of there. Okay. I'm going to drizzle this with some of this here, and I'm just going to stick it down there in the eye. This is regular resin, not UV, guys, so it will sit for a little. Okay. I'm going to get my frog eye down in there, and I just use these little eyes here. And I get it in there the right way. Hold on. Okay. And then I double check it, make sure that eye is set in there, and I can't see it yet, so I push it so that I can see him. A little hard to do with this one instead of UV. There we go. And then we're going to do the same for the other eye. Okay. I'm going to set that one down in there also, turning it the wrong way. And if you can see that, then I get it in there. And I want to shape it about the same as the other one. Making sure it's down inside. And then his little eyes are in there. Can you see them down in there? See them little eyes? Okay. And they're set perfect. And that one slipped a little. Up. There we go. And that's right about where I want them. And they're set so they're in there. And then I'll just set this aside. And we will let that one dry. Okay. Now, my surprise, guys. Can you see this? It's a plate. It's so pretty, and I got almost everything out of there. The colors aren't really going to matter. It's going to fill in. But we are going to take our blue cup, our little cup, and we're going to start with blue, and then purple, and then green. So we're going to get our mica powders right here. And we got our little spoon here. Let me get a hold of it. Okay, these are hard to do with gloves. But if I take my time with the dry one, I can get them. Okay, come on. Don't make me a fibber. Let's see. There we go. Okay. And we don't want to get that on our plate, so we're just going to add our green to the back one. Oh, see, that's what we didn't want to do. I'm going to use two because I want it good and solid. Okay. There's our green. And we're going to do the same with this one. This one here is like a purple pink. It's really pretty. If I can get it open, guys. Okay. Tap that green off of there. And then we're just going to, there's one. There's two. And then we're going to do, this is called Deep Sky Blue for the big butterfly. And I'm going to give it a couple coats here, a couple spins. Okay. And then we're going to get our popsicle sticks. And we're going to get our alcohol. And we're going to pour some in this one, some in this one, and some in that one. All right, and I'm going to move them so they don't splatter. And that one stirred in. And we're going to stir in our purple pink. It's really pretty. Then our green. Okay. And then we're going to add our mica powder. Our mica powder. Sorry guys, it's late. We're gonna add our resin. Okay, there's that one. There's that one. And we're gonna grab our spoon, spatula. What do I do with my spatula? There it is. Okay, scrape all this into the green. Okay, here's my cup. All right, we're gonna stir up the green, making sure we get the edges. Okay, we're going to add a drop of glue so that it thickens it up a little bit, guys. You don't want it thin like water, see that? Okay, thicken that one up. And we're going to stir this one up. We're running a little close to it getting warm, so we just want to get it poured in there. And then our drop of glue. It's a little bit more, but it'll be all right. I'm just going to stir that up. So it thickens it. And yes, you get this snotty look. See that? But it's good. Okay. And then we're going to do the blue. We're going to stir that in. Whoops. That's what we didn't want to do. Let's stir that over the trash can. Okay. And then our drop of blue. Or glue, I mean. Sorry. All right. Now, we're going to take our towel and we're going to wipe that off. Because we do not want that in spots we don't need it. Okay? So, making sure that surface is clean. And we're going to carefully pour the blue. We're just going to drizzle it in there. Okay. All right, I'm going to scrape the cup up. This is a little harder because you can't make it as thick. That's the thing. Let me grab a spoon really quick, guys. There's a scraper spoon here. I'll scoop that up. All right, because we want to spread it onto the butterfly. Okay. This butterfly is kind of cockeyed here for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. And then I'm going to spread this blue up into her antennas. And just wipe it in there. Okay. Just like that. All right. Let me get this in here. Okay, hold on a minute. There we go. Now when you turn it over, you'll see your butterflies. Okay. And this here needs wiped down just a little. And just a little. Yep. I do not want that to go. That's the bad thing about the drizzle. Okay. Okay. Oops. Fix that. And then we're going to do our green. Let me get that. Get a little bit of it out of there, guys. whole lot once. All right, now let me wipe around the edges. Okay, now I'm going to touch the green and then drag it. Okay, just like that. Just like that. Okay. Whoops. Now we got this one. Okay, we're going to do the same. I'm going to get it in these grooves, just like that. A little much in there. I'll grab a fresh one. Okay. You get that edge right there. All right, we're going to do the same. We're going to grab it and drag it into the groove. Okay, we'll wipe that up. Okay, now that leaf is done. I think this one needs to go back a little. Okay. Nope, I lost my green. Okay. I'm going to leave it. Then we're going to start the next one. Pour it in. Oop, a little much again. Get that off of there. Okay, and then we're going to drag it through the stem. And this one's got to go down. Okay, and then I got to kind of wipe it. All right, that one's going to be a toughie. Okay. Whew. And then the next one. Okay, just like that. We're going to get it into the tip, into the bottom. Just like that. Okay, and then one more, guys. But first, we're going to get some in these stems here. that. Okay. One down here. Just want to wipe up any excess while you're doing it. Sometimes I get it perfect, and sometimes it beats me. Okay, there's a big blob there. Oh, I had it picked up. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do this again because we got to get this swirl all the way around. Right there. I don't want that green to run into my blue, so I gotta dab that out there. I'm missing it, guys. I'm missing it. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right, I got it. Okay. Now, okay, and then I need to take my blue here and go on up my antenna. Okay, and then I need to take my talent here and just go down the side. Just like that. Okay. Like that. Okay. Now, we're going to finish our green off. We got this baby right here. Okay. Let's wipe you back. And then, okay, just like that. And then get a dab of green. pair more.